Hello everyone, it's me again, Josh the Funk Doc, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. This time it's not Power Grid, but I'm just still in the process of learning the Castles of Burgundy. I believe this game came out in 2011, and it's very often considered one of the greats in the world of Euro board gaming. The phrase I tend to hear quite a bit is like the perfect middleweight Euro game. And I mean middleweight in terms of like complexity of the rules. Yeah, it's a game where essentially you get this board, it's made up of all these different tiles of different types, and you're building your kingdom. And, you know, there's a lot of decision making with regard to like what types of terrain do you want to focus on, and you know what structures do you want to acquire, what tiles do you want to pick up to put down, and you know, denying your opponent's tiles they need, that kind of stuff. So right now I'm going to play against the highest level AI opponent, Castlemania over here. So I want a little bit more of a challenge than Silverlings Surfer, as much as I do appreciate that name. And I'm going to see if I can hit 200 points in the standard mode. Now, something else to explain about this game is that there are a bunch of different boards with different map layouts. And if you play standard, that means you get board 1 and you start in the exact middle of the board. If you're playing with the other boards in what's considered more advanced mode, you can choose other boards, and also you can choose a few different starting locations. But with standard, we're just guaranteed to be starting in the middle here, which actually hurts the scoring potential of board 1 a little bit. Now, board 1 in general, people have analyzed online play statistics and kind of figured out rankings of the boards and such, and board 1 is arguably the worst in the game. The reason for this is, so this game is divided into 5 phases, A through E, and each phase consists of 5 turns. So a game of Castles of Burgundy will always last 25 turns total. You roll 2 dice, and you spend 1 of those dice to get an action. And then there's 4 different types of main actions you can do. You can buy tiles from the board over here with your dice. You can also use those dice to lay tiles onto your board. Then the other ones are you can sell goods. Selling goods here, these are your goods. And these show the die number that you need to sell that one. Selling goods, essentially it scores you points for the end game. And each time you use the selling goods action, you also gain a silverling. That's this area to the left here, this counter that says 1. You start the game with 1 silverling, and you gain 1 silverling for each good that you sell. And the use of silverlings is this here. So you notice how these all have dice numbers by them. So these are just like the standard tiles that you can buy. This right here is the black market. You can spend at the cost of 2 silverlings, you can buy anything available from this black market and instantly add it to your repertoire here. So you can store up to 3 tiles max in your hand. And the black market, what the use of it is that buying stuff from the black market counts as a free action because it doesn't use dice. So you can take 2 actions with your 2 dice and then also get a free 3rd action essentially, if you have 2 silverlings, which we only have 1 now. So we'd have to sell a good if we wanted to buy anything this round, which I'm looking at. I'm looking at the pigs here. I guess I should explain the different types. So the blue ones, the blue tiles, these are where you put your ships. The beige ones are your city tiles. That's these here. There's 8 different types of buildings that you can put in your cities. The green ones, the lighter green ones are your farms. That's where your animals go. And there's huge scoring bonuses involved with those that I'll talk about in a bit. And the darker green, these are where you put your castles. Now, you have to place 1 castle at the start of the game, and that's your starting location, and you can only expand into tiles adjacent to your starting castle at first, and everything is just based on adjacency from there. That's how your kingdom grows and how you expand over time. castles are interesting. They give you a free action when you play them, and you can, and as in a free action without spending another die, and you can use it as any number. So the free action you get from playing a castle down is essentially like almost like a wild card or a joker. So it can be really useful if you save it for those instances where you didn't get the roll you want, but the castle can get you where you need to be, if that makes sense. The yellow ones here, these are the knowledge tiles. Knowledge tiles are really interesting. They're the main like special tiles of the game. There's only one copy of each knowledge tile in the game, and they have different special abilities. Generally speaking, knowledge tiles are divided into two types. There's efficiency tiles and scoring tiles, and luckily we have one example of each here. This one is for this building here, the warehouse. If you place this tile down in your kingdom, then you will score 4 victory points for each warehouse that you have at the end of the game. So you can, it's not too hard to make this worth, say, 4 or 8 points, and you could potentially get even more out of it. So these are pretty good. These are not the best point scoring tiles, but these are pretty good. Then there's these, the efficiency tiles. These give you some extra special ability that's not points, but helps you in some other way. For this one, this buffs your workers. So I mentioned earlier, so we have buying tiles, putting tiles in your board, and selling goods. The fourth and final type of action that you can use with your dice is hiring workers. You hire 2 workers when you do this, and you can use any dice roll for it. The number doesn't matter for this one. You generally want to take this as little as possible, which is where things like this can come in handy. What this does is, so the purpose of workers is you can use them to adjust a die roll by 1. So you can use it to move a die number up 1 or down by 1 for each worker that you play. This, however, allows a single worker to move your die up to 2 places in one direction or another. So that could be nice if you get it, you know, luckily this one showed up at the beginning of the game, so it could be handy to get. However, notice how you start the game with 1 worker? We have things that cost 5 here, we got a roll of 4. I will use my 1 worker to take the mine. The mine is the last tile type that I didn't explain. Mines are really strong if you can get them early. They're just very important in general. What a mine does, these gray tiles here, is when you place a mine, then at the start of each phase for the rest of the game, so after each 5-turn phase, you gain 1 silverling for each mine that you have in play. So besides selling goods, this is the main other way to gain silverlings and thus buy stuff in the black market. And there's only 1 mine on the entire board for this first phase, and because this is 2-player, I'm denying my opponent a big source of power by taking the mine while I have the chance. So that's why I'm willing to spend my 1 worker to do this. Mines are like pretty much the most important things you can get down in the early game. Mines and good knowledge tiles are typically your best things to focus on. Now, other than knowledge tiles, so there's a couple other ways to score points. You can score points by completing these different sections that are all the same color. So for example, this section of 3 buildings, if you complete this, you'll get a completion bonus for that. This one, on the other hand, you get the same completion bonus, but you only have to put 1 building down. So this, I'm definitely going to try to focus on getting this one down during this phase. The reason is that the completion bonus you get for completing each section goes down in each phase. So just by putting this one down, I'll get a 10-point bonus during phase 1. But if I were to wait until phase 2, it would drop to an 8-point bonus for this. So typically what this means is, the game tends to reward focusing on the smaller areas of the map early, so you can get those early completion bonuses, and then for later in the game try to complete your bigger areas. Because in addition to the completion bonuses, you also are given a certain number of points for just completing a section even independent of the bonus. And the bigger the section is, the larger the bonus is. So the largest like sections of the same color are these two. This farm and this city over here are both 5 tiles large. These give you 15 points for completing them. So these can wait until later in the game because the completion bonus is a much smaller share of the score for these than it is for the smaller sections. Hopefully that makes sense. Alright, so I took the mine, and now I'm going to have to take something with the 3, and I think that something's going to be piggies, because the last major way to score points, other than the knowledge, the completing sections and also the knowledge tiles, is farms. Farms give you bonus points for having as much of the same animal type as possible, because now I'm guaranteed to get 2 different tiles of pigs. My goal, my dream, is to get nothing but pigs on this 5-tile farm. And the reason for that is... I'm going to place the mine since I got the correct roll for that. Do that while I get the chance without having to spend workers. I'm very likely going to have to hire workers once during this phase, I think. Which I'm okay with. I'm willing to pay that price for getting that early mine down. Spending the worker to get the mine. Okay. What do we do here? You know what we can do? I can get this down, because this is actually a pretty good knowledge tile to get down during phase 1. So now my workers will have double power for the rest of the game. They can change my die number by 2 for each worker I spend. A couple other things to explain. So I mentioned completing sections before. You also get another bonus if you complete all tiles of the same color on your board. And that gives you a bonus that is biggest if you're the first person to complete that entire tile type. There's a first place bonus and then a smaller second place bonus for those. I think my plays here are sell the goods so I'll have more silverlings ready and then take my workers now. This is an ugly turn here, but I don't have much of a choice with these rolls. I really, really need to do anything I can to get a building down. The buildings are interesting in that each one of them has a different special ability. Each of the 8 different types of buildings. This is another shithouse roll. I'm not going to be able to get the bonus for this, but I can at least... Oh boy. I think I have to spend 1 worker for this. Now, does that even help, though? There's just nothing for me to do here. Wow. This is bad. This is pretty awful rolls here. I'm definitely still holding on to these pigs for the future, though. I think the play is probably to do this, though. Spend 1 worker, turn my 5 into a 6, take this warehouse, and then place this for here to sell a good for free. Yeah, I think this is the play. And I gain, now that the phase is over, I have a mine, so I gain an extra silverling. Now, I should explain something about the ships. Ships are your turn order power in this game. Each time you play a ship, you move ahead in the turn order track. And if you're ahead of your opponent, that means you go before them each turn, which is really good in this game. Alright. I'm going to put down this carpenter's workshop because that allows me to take another building for free. And that other building that I take will be this one, the City Hall. The City Hall is a really powerful building. When you place it, you get to place another tile on your board for free as long as it's somewhere you're adjacent to. You can use any number for it. So again, this is kind of like a wildcard function. It lets you place another tile down without needing to hit a specific number. Yeah, I can wait. I have 4 silverlings, so I can buy 2 things from here, but I don't think I really want to buy 2. I think probably just this, the boarding house, because this gives you 4 workers when you put it down. This is actually really bad. Here's the problem. I don't want to waste my pig on this. I don't think I explained fully before, but the way farms work is you gain a number, you gain a number of points from your farm equal to the total number of the same animal type you have on it. So right now I have 7 pigs. If I put those 7 pigs down, I'm going to get 7 points from this farm. And that's just going to keep building and building if I can add more pigs to this farm in later phases, which is my goal. I'm hoping to draw more pigs. And ideally complete a farm of all pigs, which would win me the game right there, basically. It's just a monster source of points if you can get your monoculture going. Usually end up having to settle for like 4 of the same animal type and then 1 different one on the at least in 2-player, because 2-player uses a lot fewer of the available tiles in the game. I'm kind of dreading this. I think I have no choice but to spend my worker here though. Get my 4 pigs down there first. I might want to try to focus on ships. If I can play 2 ships this round, I'll get my turn order back. That might be the play I want to make here. Maybe. I also really want to get this tile down. This is one of the best knowledge tiles if it shows up during the first 2 phases. This one gives you an extra worker for every mine you have in play after each phase. Basically, each mine produces not only a silverling, but a worker for you as well, which is tremendously strong. Because again, you don't really want to have to use up the action of spending a die to hire workers. You want to avoid that as much as possible. I'm going to put down the boarding house to gain 4 workers because I need those workers right now. And then I'm going to use my power so that I only have to spend 1 worker to change a 3 to a 5 and take this knowledge tile right here. I don't want to take any more chances on getting that. You know, if I wait 1 more turn, I might get locked out of it, so I want to make sure to get that. That's crucial tile to get down. I'm not going to have time to get 2 ships down, actually. I should have thought that part through sooner. Alas. What to do now, I wonder. Just got drained. Like 5 totally got drained. Yeah. So when you play a ship, you move forward 1 space in the turn order track, and you also get to pick up goods from any given space for free. The goods gradually build up over each turn. I'm holding on to my silverlings for next round, once the black market gets replenished. So you can see the space up at the top and the black market both get completely switched out each turn. Okay. I'm gonna put the chickens in here. I'll spend 1 worker to do this, so I can get the 8-point completion bonus to close out the turn. I think that's my play here. Put the chickens over here so they don't muck with my larger farm that I'm trying to keep strictly pigs over here. Those are, again, more points per building of a certain type knowledge tiles there. I'd like to get those down. Ooh, pigs, 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 pigs. Please don't steal the pigs from me. Please don't steal those 4 pigs from me. They stole the mine, but not the 4 pigs, which I'm happy with. Give me the pigs. I just need the pigs. I need the pigs. 3 little pigs ain't nearly enough here, y'all. Ain't nearly enough. Okay. What can we do now? Rolling a 3 is a problem here. Here's the problem with these larger cities. Normally, you're not allowed to have more than 1 building of the same type in the same city. So this boarding house, I would have to place it over here. I would not be able to put another boarding house here because I already have this one here. All right. Now I'm thinking. That 3 was really, really bad roll for me. Does my opponent want cows? I'm looking to see if the AI is playing for cows here, not super heavily. But they might lean into it further. If they can grab the other cow tile here. I think I need to place the pigs with my 1 regardless. That's just going to be the best use of that die because I need to clear up space to start buying stuff. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I think it's worth spending a die to get this because I'm spending 1 worker to do this. Hopefully I won't have to spend a worker to put it down. So I would net gain 3 workers from playing this. Yeah, I think that's the move. I'm a huge fan of the boarding house in general. Like, that's absolutely, in my mind, one of the strongest buildings in the earlier phases of the game. Because, again, it prevents you from having to use the hire workers action, which does wonders for your efficiency. Oh my god, I rolled a 2. I'm definitely taking this. Now, I don't have a bank down yet, but I will. Actually, wait a second. This knowledge tile is important, but... God, is there anywhere I can... You know what? No, I can't even... Oh, this sucks. God, this sucks so bad. This sucks so bad, man. Okay. What do we do now? The heck do we even do here? Here's a thought. No, that's not gonna work. I left myself in this position on the board where 3s are terrible rolls for me. That's the issue here. Yeah, I'll spend another worker to get this down, I guess. So my opponent, my computer opponent here, I'm playing against the AI, remember, they tend to heavily focus on the mines too, and by staying ahead of me in the turn order by playing more ships, they were able to grab the mines in the first turn of each new phase. That's how they have 3 already to my 1. Not ideal for me, obviously, but the AI plays sloppy enough and neglects enough other things in the interest of pursuing these mines that I'm okay with it. Ooh. When I play this, I can gain a knowledge tile. So I get to take this baby right here. This one's really important for me to get down. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Spend 1 worker just to complete this section here, while the bonus is still okay for it. Because I already have 2 boarding houses, so that's 8 points for me right there. I'll do this. I'll get the pigs out of my hand without having to spend workers. So I'm at 11 points off of this. This is ridiculous. Look at how many points I scored here. Watch this. I was at 37 points going into this turn. The idea is that each time you place a new farm tile of a certain animal type, you gain a number of points equal to all the animals in that farm. So I gained 4 points for the first pig tile I put down, then I gained another 8 points for the second pig tile, and now I'm about to gain another 11 for the third pig tile. So watch this. So this gives me 6 points for completing the section, plus 6 for the completion bonus, and then another 8. So that got me up to 57, and now... Notice how far behind I was this whole time in this game? Look at where I'm at already. And it's only going to get better from here if I can get another pig tile or two. 2 would be the dream, of course. But yeah, 4, 8, and 11 points from pigs so far. That is the power of farms, kids. Like, my goal is to try to reach 200 points on when I play this board. And I found that is impossible without getting a good farm going here. And getting, really locking in on the same animal type. That's crucial to this, to making this work. All right. Got a bad roll here, though. Bad roll. I think the play is spend a die for the castle, put the castle down. Do this so I won't have to spend a worker. This gives me more flexibility in where to put my tile too, but you know what? I think I'll do this because then this, well, no, let me think. Is there anything better for me to do here, really? I don't know about ships at this point. Yeah. The only other thing, though, it would either basically be take a ship, I would consider, selling a good, or putting this down. Putting this down just seems like the best deal out of all that. And if you'll notice, I really try to make sure that I have at least 2 silverlings at the start of each new phase, so that way I'll be immediately... Oh my god, okay. This is the best tile in the game. This is the god tier tile. This one right here, the one with the number 3 on it, in the middle of the black market there. Unfortunately, the computer's probably going to take it, because they do have silverlings. Yep, they took it. That hurt me a ton. This tile, so what that tile does is, it gives you 3 points for each type of good that you've sold. And there's, a different type for each die number, so 1 through 6. So there's 1 through 6, you get 3 points for each, so you can get up to 18 points just off of this one, the one knowledge tile there. 3 points for each type of good sold. This is literally, I'm not exaggerating when I say, this is the single best tile in the entire game. Because it's really easy to, especially in a 2-player game, where goods are much easier to come by, since you gain goods from playing ships, and there's less competition for goods. It's really easy to get the full 18 points from that tile in 2-player. Even in larger games, it's still not hard at all to get, 12 or 15 out of it. Which is massive. Since selling goods, it also gives you, silverlings to buy stuff out of here anyway, which is strong. Alright, this is a little dicey here. Not the greatest roll. The nice thing is, though, with my opponent having already completed all their mines, there's no pressure on me to get mines yet. I don't need to spend workers for mines at this point. I can just wait for a good roll to pick up the mine here. The knowledge tiles remaining at this stage are not the best, though, let me tell you. That being said, well, I don't want to pick this up. Well, I'm definitely picking up the City Hall. That is for sure. We definitely want City Hall. And given my opponent's reliance on cows, I might almost consider picking up the cows from the black market here instead of anything else. Although, my opponent's likely not going to sell anything for a while, so I can wait on that. I need to think, though. Okay. Do we start going for ships, right? Is that the right play here? Yeah, I think I'll take this. This is the market. When you put this down, you can pick up any ship or animal tile from the board here for free when you play this. So I'm looking for a chance to do this, which is perfect. I can put this down here, which lets me put this down here for free to complete this section. Might as well finish that while I'm here. And then I can take a ship. I'll take that one, I think. Yeah. problem is, the knowledge tiles we have at this stage of the game are efficiency tiles, and those really aren't worth it this late in the game. You just don't get enough of benefit from them at all. Not good news. Ooh, I actually get a bank here though, yay, because I have the victory point for bank. And I can put that thing down here. Wonderful. The bank, when you put it down, gives you 2 silverlings. So I can use that to take this baby. Might as well. Now the black market has been picked clean. Unfortunately, my opponent took the cows, which is not great for me. Yes. Now I'm going to start focusing more on the ships. Since there's no more ships left this round, I can just focus on playing them. Take some goods. Because the warehouse lets you do it lets you sell goods for free when you play it. That's what the warehouse here does. Definitely play the ship so I can get ahead in the turnover here. Without a doubt. Selling the stack of 3 gives me more points. If you let the stack build up over time, because you get 2 victory points for each good that you sell, each individual tile. So I had a stack of 3 tiles with the 5 number on them. Now I absolutely have to get the mine down this turn. Little unfortunate that I have to waste a worker on it, but at least it's just one. I won't need to spend a second one. Wait, yeah, that's right. Because the mines are a source of workers for me as well as income. Ugh, no pigs. That sucks for me. That really sucks for me. You know what I'm gonna do? I have to take these just so I can complete the farm and get the points for that. You deny my opponent those points. Yeah, that's the play here. I have to take these. And I'm definitely buying this knowledge tile. I really want to complete, so like, my goal now, I want to complete the farm, the knowledge tiles, the mine, and this larger city. The mine is worth a little less, so I'd sacrifice that if anything. I'd rather complete my city. My farm is the most important thing to complete now. Farm and then all my city tiles. rather do it this way, though. Because I would have had to spend 2 workers in that, which would have been a waste. Don't want that at all. So, with that in mind, I'm gonna have to spend my 6 die on something. Something is wrong with this. Damn it, I didn't... Game, I want to spend the 6, not the 3. Thank you. This is important to my plans because it gets me... Hold on, let me think about this. Okay. Actually, I have a better idea. I'll do that, and then I'll spend 1 die to get this carpenter's workshop. Or is that wise? I'm not so sure that's wise. Nah, I think I'll stick with my original plan, come to think of it. Reason being, I can only play a carpenter's workshop here. I cannot play it here, and I cannot play the warehouse in either of these. This is going to be really... Actually, you know what? Never mind. That is probably my best chance to complete all this stuff that I want to complete. Dump this here. Plus, the nice thing is... No, I don't have enough silverlings to just buy the mine with my free action, unfortunately. I'm 1 short of that. That would help my chances of completing the mine, but completing the mine's probably not going to happen for me anyway. I at least denied my opponent a bunch of farm points, so that helps. And I need this. So that way, I can place this down here. And get the knowledge tile. Alright, I have 2 more rounds left. 2 more rounds left, and I need to put down this last knowledge tile to complete that type, and the farm stuff. I have 4 actions. I have 4 remaining actions in this game. But I only need 3 of them, which is lucky. Rolling this is pretty good. Notice how quickly I am catching up here, eh? Sadly, I'm going to get shit points from my last couple farm tiles because they're different animal types. I'm also going to be 1 short of completing both the mine and... Oh no, I had this. The mine I'll be 1 short of completing, though. Which is a shame, but what can you do? kind of a scrubby game on my part. I got greedy at some points and got denied tiles. Like, the funny thing is, for some of the mistakes I made here, had I been the one who had gotten the tile for selling goods, that would have pushed me over 200 points in this game, I think. Just that one tile makes such a huge difference. That would have been at least 15 points for me, I think, because I would have focused a little harder on selling goods had I gotten that. Alright, well, it's been a game of Castles of Burgundy. And with that, I will say see you later, and I'll try again to break 200 next time.